Alright, let's cut to the chase. It's me again, here for what feels like the 50th time, proving my innocence, and hopefully this will be the last time. I'm gonna try to go through this as quick as possible to avoid wasting a fuck ton of time, so yeah. In 2020, when I was 16 years old, I met a girl online in a sea of online girls that I was meeting at the time while trying to get over my first serious breakup. This particular girl that I met told me at the time that she was 15, which was a year younger than me at the time. Fast forward a few summers, I'm drunk and bullshitting on Snapchat, and I have swiped on a message from her about wanting to suck my dick, and I told her I'm hella down, and we started talking sexually from that point on. Fast forward to late 2022, she gets a boyfriend in real life, and we naturally stopped talking as far as I knew, and January 2023 rolled around. A former close female friend of mine, who was a year apart in age from me, named Yugophobic or Hello Indigo, decided to make a TikTok where she lies about our ages, relationship status, and talks about this mental breakdown that I had when I was maybe like 15 or 16 to use it as ammo to call me an unmedicated schizophrenic. If you haven't seen her TikTok, she said that I was 17 or 18 in 2020, and that we dated, and that I was so awful to her, and then said that I was schizo, and that I have evil lawyers that'll hunt her down if she says my name. She even said that I have her address and that I've made threats towards her, and none of that shit is true. Like, at all. This is just shit that she said on TikTok that week to get some views, and it worked. She and I never dated, and she is born in 2004, while I'm born in 2003. Once the girl that I was formerly in contact with got a wind of this, her and a couple other girls started sharing their stories about me. A lot of them exaggerated or flat out untrue. And this is when she contacts me to tell me she lied to me about her age, and knows about all the other girls that I was in contact with throughout that time. The rest of the day, I'm getting bombarded with texts and calls from some of my closest friends where I'm being called a pedophile for not asking this girl for proper proof of her age when I was 16 years old and we had first met. And I'm also being told that regardless, it's a power dynamic issue since I was a YouTuber and she wasn't. And I'm being told that the second that I hit 18, it was my fault for not going an age check. This threw me into a really deep emotional pit, which led to me making a video where I just flat out said that the girl that I was talking to was 3 years younger than me. Which, for the record, she had said to me herself, and her friends had also confirmed it for me, saying that she lied about her age and was 16 while I was currently 19. I did not feel a need to say that she lied about her age, as the last thing that was on my mind during the creation of that video was potential allegations of pedophilia. I just wanted to let my audience know that I had remorse for stringing along online girls with no real regard for the outcome or for their personal feelings. And at first, the reception to the video was pretty welcoming for the most part. A lot of the teenage and young adult crowd thought that the video was retarded and that I shouldn't apologize for having hoes. And in the beginning, the comment section was mixed with heavy confusion since this wasn't a response video to any allegations or anything. I ended up privating the video maybe a day or so later due to mixed opinions and feeling like my point didn't get across. After a few days, everything had a major shift from a relatively understanding and confused comment section to a bunch of people calling me a pedophile and a groomer and a schizo. And honestly, I felt like my best course of action was to just get off the internet like I said that I would and begin getting therapy for my addiction to cheating and receiving sexual imagery from women. After a few months, I returned to see that my old cell number had been swapped and deactivated, my channel was no longer existing. I tried to contact my network for my channel and they basically said, hey, go fuck yourself. I couldn't contact any of my friends to set the record straight, and I had been so out of the loop that I didn't even know that there were fucking statements or allegations towards me until I logged into my SoundCloud of all things, which wasn't hooked up to any sort of two-factor authentication at the time, thank God. After that point, I was able to contact a few music friends through SoundCloud and get to a position where I could start trying to accumulate proof to defend my name. That shit was a lot more difficult to do than you'd think for a few reasons. For one, a lot of those screenshots linked to the situation are completely unrelated to any minors at all. So it was pretty difficult to start just casually talking about chicks that I've gotten sexual with. For two, guys don't really screenshot sexual conversations. For guys out there, have you ever had a girlfriend or a really clingy girl that you're talking to screenshot any of your texts or photos you sent because, oh, they think it's cute or they think that it's hot or they'd never show anybody? Guys don't really do that shit back. So I can't, for example, pop up with a counter screenshot because in the moment, I was just talking crazy with no real foresight of having to defend my name in the future. And for three, a lot of these screenshots, while not only having no relation to minors at all, are from when I was a minor myself. I don't really like thinking about the goofy photos of me from middle school that have been leaked to make me look like a retard, and seeing Discord screenshots of me before I hit puberty talking to girls that were older than me being tailored to fit some narrative of me being a pedophile. But what I do have is proof that the girl that really is the poster of these allegations, herself, admitting to lying about her age, merely one day after my initial YouTube video. I spent an hour just now going back and forth with some shit for brains commentary YouTube kid who made the 90th fake allegation coverage video on me for quick views about how this screenshot came to light. And I'm starting to feel like either this guy's the shittiest journalist ever, or he just wants me to be some sort of evil child rapist. Cause dude, for a literal hour, I'm showing this guy this dated screenshot with the time and everything, which clearly comes from one little exposed Discord that they advertised about me, where you can clearly see Cherry or Bunny or whatever you want to call her casually admitting to lying about her age. The frustrating part is this YouTuber wanted to go back and forth on how since it doesn't have her Discord username, oh, it can't be her. This was the first ever screenshot recorded proof of this girl's Discord account even existing. It's from January 25th, 2023, around 10:21 p.m. or some shit like that, Pacific time, and it was screenshotted by a guy named Stuya, or I Love Crack, who was literally against me at the time, peddling these allegations step by step. And I was even able to show the context that the screenshot was uncovered and sent to me in. And this dude just kept going, it doesn't have her Discord username. It doesn't have her Discord username. Oh, sorry, dude. Let me just fucking time travel real quick and tell Studio to lock the fuck in and screenshot every single detail of this girl's profile. This guy wanted to stretch the possibility that someone impersonated her so badly that he said, well, your video was released a day before this screenshot, so someone could have copied her Discord. My video was a black fucking screen. I didn't even say any names in the video. I wasn't even involved with Stuya or I Love Crack. I definitely wasn't in this fucking exposed Discord. I was the last person that they would have let in there. So with that being said, there are two possibilities. Either Cherry saw this screenshot, thought the name was dope as fuck and stole it, or there's a time traveler out there that could somehow impersonate not only Cherry, but the entire surrounding Discord in this screenshot, which, surprise, surprise, you can actually gather a lot from. You can see the VC name set to Cyrus Win Miners, which nobody who's fucking with me enough to time travel to make this their fucking name would make this the VC name. And you can see her role coloring. I'm not sure if this exposed server is archived in other screenshots, but if it is, you'll see the color and name and dates, and it all lines up perfectly with her. This is clearly just her. But with that being said, there's another rumor that after she lied to me about her age, I ended up getting some sort of sexual content from her. This just never happened. While sure, there was a team of people that tried to set me up and get me to like fold now that I knew her age, and they wanted there to be like a screenshot of me being like, oh, take an ass picture or something. It just never happened. And when shit felt uncomfortable because she had said to me that she liked turning me on and that she didn't regret a fucking thing, I just blocked her. How do you see somebody block somebody and then add on to the story, ah, nah, he totally wanted nudes though? Like, could I maybe, just maybe, get a fucking break? But now that I've gotten through the meat and potatoes of the situation and I'm able to show that she lied about her age, I have a couple different things that I want to throw into this video. I'm going to go off script a little bit. I've gotten a lot of flack here and there for a couple specific things that genuinely make sense to me, but I feel like it would just be really easy to just like roll out real quick. Like for example, in every video that I've made covering this situation, I've said that there was a 3-year age difference, and this has confused and upset a lot of people. But I need you to understand that this was the information that was told to me the day that Cherry confessed to lying about her age, and then it was the information that was also spread around by everybody that was working close to the situation. When you have multiple people contacting these girls to ask for Cherry's age and they're all saying that she is 16 when I was 19 years old, that's a 3-year age difference. So realistically, what do you think I'm going to go on the record to say? Some shit that I came up with in my head, or some shit that they actually said to me? So hopefully that clears up any confusion, because these last 2 months, Cherry started showing her ID, which shows that there was actually a 4-year age gap. But I can't do anything about the fact that this ID was never shared anywhere. Her age had been skewed in every which direction for well over a year. And I mean, at least I'm able to just show you guys that. I'm sure I've popped it up on screen. And with that out of the way, shit, what else comes to mind, man? I said earlier, there were a lot of these screenshots floating around that just genuinely were not even involving Cherry or with Cherry in the first place. Like, there's this common misconception, because there's a screenshot of me when I was 17 telling this girl that I nutted on this bear that she had shipped out to me, right? This was not a message to Cherry. This was a message to Jesse. And just for the record, Jesse is 20 years old and I'm 21 years old as of last month. Like, do I really gotta like talk about 2 adults getting kinky as fuck through the internet? And actually at the time we were minors, bro. Like, we were both like 17 years old. This is a long time ago. I don't think people understand that once you're dealing with a situation that's highly doctored to make a person look bad, they'll really just start throwing shit in there. And I get it from their perspective. I mean, they know that they're lying their asses off and that anything that they throw in will just look worse. But realistically, with the knowledge that 17-year-old me was talking to another 17-year-old, who gives a fuck? Do you care? God, and there's this girl that I used to talk to that's a little bit older than me as well, who also piggybacked onto the allegations and called me a pedophile and said that I groomed her. Like, girl, you're older than me for one, and for two, my entire introduction to people being sexual online and sending you photos was through this girl that was older than me. Do you know how much a kick in the fucking face that is, man? It's bad enough she's older than me. It's bad enough that she's leaking all these photos of me from middle school, but then she's accusing me of being some fucking like predator towards her. Bitch, you were the predator to me. I didn't even know that you could fucking take pictures of your ass and send them to niggas online. Never crossed my mind until I met you. And if you're listening to this and you're the girl that I'm talking about, can you please delete the photos of me that you have from when I was in middle school? That shit is freaky as fuck. And on top of that, that photo that everybody sends around of me with the pacifier is a joke photo from when I'm 15 years old. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Like, the lengths that these hoes went to stretch this shit to look as bad as possible. You're picking up pictures from when I was 15 to use in a situation to say that I was talking to a 15-year-old. You guys are so fucking ironic. And then there was just a bunch of extra bullshit thrown in the mix, too. You had people saying I'm a rapist. You had people saying, that I have, like, a fucking baby kink because of that picture, dude. You guys think that in all the sea of fucking screenshots you saw me stroking my dick, that at least one of them, you don't think at least one of them would have me talking about some baby shit? Come on, just give me a fucking break, man. Oh yeah, and then on top of that, they decided to, for whatever reason, leak to the public that I was living with an adult woman who, just for the record, isn't friends with any of these girls. Like, she doesn't know any of them. And they go on the record for her and make an entire statement for her when they've never talked to her in their lives, saying that she has Stockholm syndrome and she was being abused. You guys have to just understand how much baseless shit they pulled out of their asses. You got to keep in mind, 90% of the things that they said don't even have anything to back it up with. Sure, they have horny screenshots, but let's go to their main point. Their main point is that they had proof of me allegedly talking to a 12-year-old. At no point in any of these conversations was this girl 12. At no point in any of these conversations that they go through and align it with a date and say, oh, she was this age or she was that age. They just threw all these miscellaneous things in everybody's faces along with a statement that didn't even correlate, and then it was just ran with. And that's realistically all that it takes to ruin somebody's life. I mean, if your ex-girlfriend really wanted to go ahead and take like some screenshots of you guys getting kinky and then just attach to it and say, hey, I was actually 10 years old, I mean, nobody is going to stop her from doing that. So let this be a lesson to any of the 16, 17-year-olds in my server that are out here talking about all the hoes they get, all the bitches that they talk to and how slick they are with it. Just know that that could really be your fucking downfall. And whether you're 15 years old or 50 years old, start IDing anybody that you come into sexual contact with, because they could very well be faking their entire life story. That's all that I can really say. You guys have a good one, and I'm not a fucking pedophile. Hopefully this clears everything up.